This is a brand new $300 Starlink Mini, and today I'm gonna destroy it. I'm gonna drag it, scratch it, and push it to its limits until it breaks. Here's the thing, people think the Starlink Mini is bulletproof, and it is not. This device gives you access to high-speed internet anywhere you go, and it's how you ensure you stay connected to your family and the people that matter the most when you need them. We're gonna show you how fragile this dish is and show you its breaking point so you don't have to figure it out firsthand. Let's go ahead and open it up. All right, before we destroy anything, let's appreciate what we're working with. This is a brand new $300 piece of equipment, never powered on. Let's see what condition it's in. All right, there we go. We are presented with a brand new Starlink Mini. Go ahead and set that to the side. Let's see the accessories. We got our power cabling, our brick, and our pull mount. We're not gonna be needing this because we're gonna be destroying that. So we can go ahead and move this to the side. All right, here she is. Look how pristine this Starlink Mini is. Let's go ahead and destroy it. All right, let's start off simple. We're gonna simulate what happens with everyday use. You throw it in your backpack, your keys, your gear, everything hits it. Let's see what type of damage that does. All right, I have a set of keys right here. We're just gonna lightly brush across the top of the Starlink and see what type of damage we get from it. On the dish. I'm putting about maybe 30% power right now. Probably the mic's picking up on that. Okay, that's the front of the dish. Let's go ahead and show the back of the dish. Okay, here we are with some light key work. Hopefully the camera is able to pick that up. You can see that there is some very light scratching across the Starlink Mini. I think some other common things, like I said, throwing it in your backpack if you have a lot of hiking gear in there, a lot of metal objects. So what I'll do here is we have this grill grate. I'm just gonna kind of like plop it on here a couple times and see what type of scratches we get on it. Kind of brush up against this. Maybe you're not gonna be doing it specifically on a grill, obviously not, but guys, you get the point. If you have stuff in your backpack, you're moving this around. Look how teeny the Starlink dish is. You're gonna take it everywhere with you. So let's go ahead and get an up close look. You can see we have some light film that goes over the front of the dish here, and it is just lightly scuffed. Of course, this isn't gonna happen on day one, but as time goes on, this is what you can expect your dish to start to look like. All right, this next simulation here is for you overlanders out there. You like putting this dish on top of your car. What happens when you're going through some trails and you inevitably come across a lot of brush, a lot of trees, a lot of branches? What's that gonna do to the dish? Let's go ahead and figure that out now. All right, we're just gonna simulate this driving through. Branches did minimal work. Let's see what it does on the side of a tree. All right, keys and branches, that's the first test. You can see here quite for some distance, you can see some scratches on that. Again, we have some peeling on the front of the dish right here. And honestly, looks like keys are probably more of your worst enemy than branches. Depends on what type of trails you're going on, but still you get the point. The dish gets scratched up. Alrighty, to continue on with our scratch testing, let's go ahead and drag this thing on some dirt and see what kind of damage we get. Drag it over some rocks. Minimal rocks on this trail, just a lot of dirt. All right, we can see this dish looks like it incurred just a little bit more damage. But let's go ahead and drag it on the sidewalk. Okay, we are starting to look really scuffed up. Again, are you gonna find yourself in this situation often? Probably not, but as the years go on, 100%, especially if you're outside a lot. Let's go ahead and scratch it on the back. Drop it on the back of the dish. The kink in Starlink's armor is starting to show as we do more drag testing. That's pretty beat up. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for, the first drop test. We're gonna put it on top of this trash can to simulate it sitting on top of a table somewhere at the campsite, at your house. and see what happens when you drop it on the ground. Now, before we do that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It means a lot to us, supporting us here at Veritas so we can continue to do all these testing. Let's hop into it. All right, let's see what this does. I'm nervous. Okay. All right, we're picking up some scuffing on the side, and we actually just incurred our very first crack. All right, there's the very first crack, very small. Let's drop it one more time at this height to get in a couple tests. All right, one more. I'm just gonna push it off. Actually, I'm just gonna do this to see if we get some movement in. Oh, ouch. Starlink Mini down. There you go. There was the first big one there. Same exact height, second try. The Starlink Mini is suffering, but this is not where we're gonna stop today. All right, now from the top of the truck, a very common place where people put their Starlink in order to get it off the ground and higher up. Honestly, this may be where it ends right now. I have no idea what's gonna happen, but we see what damage the Starlink Mini's gone through so far. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and see what happens. Oh! Well, my truck got hurt right there, but that's okay. It's a ranch truck. Yep, there we go. There we have it. Another crack. We're gonna do this 2 times to get an actual test in, and away we go. Oh! And the kickstand and the back of the Starlink Mini is actually done for. I thought this was gonna be the front of the Starlink Mini that took the beating, but we had it dropped on the ground. Kickstand done, back of Starlink Mini done, but we're not gonna stop here. Now it's time to run it over with my truck and crush this thing. All right, before I absolutely destroy the Starlink Mini, the point of this video is to show you that you need to keep your Starlink Mini protected. That's why we introduced this case by Veritas Vans. It is an OtterBox for your Starlink Mini. It is made out of HDPE, the same material used in ballistic armor and boat deck applications. It is not 3D printed. It's one solid piece of plastic that's gonna keep your Starlink Mini protected anywhere that you take it. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna run over this with my other Starlink Mini inside this case to show you how protected it keeps it. So here is my personal Starlink Mini. You can see it is not all damaged up. It does have a small crack over here in the corner that I do want to show. I got this crack learning it the hard way. We also have the Peak 2 battery in here that makes it completely wireless. It's a 99 watt-hour battery that gives you 4 to 5 hours of juice directly to your Starlink Mini. No wires, no fuss, power your Starlink in seconds. We don't need this for this test because we're going to be doing side by side. So I'm going to take the Peak 2 out. This is our signature hardtop. This hardtop is made out of the same material and it does not mess with your signal whatsoever. We've sold thousands. Go ahead and slap this backing on. And within seconds, your Starlink Mini is fully protected. This one does have the Peak 2 adapter on it. If you don't want to use a Peak 2, then it's just one solid piece right here on the backing that you can see. Let's go ahead and move this over to the truck and see what happens when we drive over it. Here is Starlink Mini 1, not damaged whatsoever. You saw me put it in the case. We'll go ahead and set this next to the tire. And then here is Starlink number 2 that's been taking all the beatings. We're gonna face these both the same exact way. So I'm gonna face it right here, face this one right here, and we're gonna run them back to back. All right, let's check this dish. She is cracked. That hairline has extended over here. And let's check this one. We are fully protected in the Starlink Mini. Let's go ahead and take this out of the case and get a deeper look at it. All right, let's open this up. And there she is, good as the day as I got her, except for this crack that I've had on the side the entire time, but that happened last week. This is gonna actually have to get swapped out. And then we have dish number 1, the demo dish, and it is completely eaten up. There you have it. Now you know how fragile the Starlink Mini is. Guys, you gotta keep your Starlink Mini protected. Click the link down below to build your case by Veritas Fans one time and keep it protected anywhere that your adventures take you. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll catch you on the next one.